Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Armchair Booking Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host. My name is Steve Barber, and joining me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Waylon Davis.
Hey, everybody.
And we are so just very fortunate, so blessed today because you've heard us talk about him. He is absolutely the man, the owner, the promoter, the head booker, the head trainer, everything that there is to do with the Northern Wrestling Federation, and that is Roger Ruffen. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you? I'm here today in the armchair.
Yes, he is. I like that, Waylon. We are going to have to start using that.
Yeah.
Today in the armchair is Roger Ruffen. And
keep having some icon pop up here on the screen. So you see me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We see you fine. Yeah, we see you. You got the headsets on.
Illiterate, so yeah, I'm computer literate, and I gotta yell, "Big Mama, help!" all the
time. Yeah, we're gonna start laughing already.
Yeah.
Big Mama, she did tell me you like to have fun on podcasts and interviews, so I'm like, all right, awesome. So Roger, one of the big things we want to talk about today, in addition to other things. Hi, Big Mama.
Hi.
Hey.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
We want to talk about the NWF Rumble that is happening on the 26th of February, just 2 weeks from today.
Yes, big event.
And that's going to be in Covington at Hits.
Covington, Kentucky at Hits. Great facility. I know you've been there before. There's not a bad seat in the house. And we've had a lot of big events there lately, so we're really looking forward to this one.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to it because this will be the first Covington event I've been to since, I believe, the 26th anniversary, where you inducted Abyss into the NWF Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Because unfortunately I've been sick. We've had one time with COVID, and nobody wants me around when you have COVID.
No.
So I just stayed at home. But that's another reason I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be such a huge event because this is not just a Rumble. I mean, this is for the title, because I was there when the title got held up just last week in Ludlow.
That was a great that was off the chart, wasn't it?
Oh my God. That's what I told you even after. Like, the energy tonight was just off the you couldn't measure it. I mean, you really couldn't. And the crowd was just into it. And then when he's out there, he's trying to sell the belt. Well, DC was trying to sell the belt to Adam Swayze. And I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. You can't just do that. You can't just sell the belt. And now I'm disappointed in DC because, I mean, I thought, I guess money for him, and money does change everything. Yeah. So he's more interested in the money than the title. I'm like, DC, come on, man. You're better than this.
Well, if you think back a while, back to the Summer Sizzler show, where DC was wrestling Sinclair, and DC won that $5,000.
Yeah, that's right.
I really think that's where everything changed for DC.
That's right, because it was almost, I want to say, a double ladder match. You had the $5,000, and you had the Tri-State Championship hung up.
Yes.
And he took the money instead of the title.
Yes.
He did. He went because the money was the first thing that came down, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yep.
Ah, wow. The seeds were planted.
I think what comes around goes around, I think.
Yep.
Oh, wow. So, can you say who was going to be in the Rumble, or is that going to be a surprise for that day?
Well, we're working on a few surprises, but be a majority of the roster. We actually have about 40 people in mind, so that has to be dwindled down some.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've had a few people have contacted us and have shown interest in getting into the Rumble, but we only have 30 slots. But a couple of people have contacted us to kind of make you think, that might be a good one. So hopefully it's going to be, hopefully we'll have a few surprises, but pretty much the majority of the roster, like I said, will be a few of them that may participate in matches earlier in the night that won't be in the Rumble.
Now I know you do. I know the NWF does intergender matches. Are there going to be any women in the Rumble, or is that a surprise too? Or
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Never say never.
Gotcha.
I say, because I saw Big Mama win I think it was just a normal battle royal, but it was the one in Mount Orb
Yeah.
some years back.
Yes.
And she told us when we had her on the show, she said that Ruffin was also participating because she didn't know at the time that she was pregnant.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember her saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So Ruffin, he's actually, you know what, second generation wrestler already.
Yep. He's participated in one match and 1-0.
Yeah.
There you go. So technically, I guess she had an advantage because instead of one person, she was 1.5 people.
Yeah.
You know, so but she won. I mean, I watched it with my own eyes. So and just the concept of this Rumble, it's going to be like you said, 2 people starting, and then every 60 seconds,
Every
a new
60
person.
seconds. Yep.
I love watching the matches like that because I think a normal battle royal, you can't do a lot because there's just so many people in there until the people start getting tossed out.
Yeah.
You know, then you'll have more space.
Yeah.
But,
Once the ring fills up, it kind of lags until people start getting thrown out.
And so I like this one because there's always anticipation, you know, it's like, all right, who's next? So there's a possibility that there'll be wrestlers coming in who aren't normally part of the Northern Wrestling Federation.
Excuse me.
Man, you're really trying to corner me on that, aren't you?
Well, I'm just saying a possibility.
It is a possibility, yes.
Okay.
Or some people that you haven't seen for quite a while.
Okay. I say the reach of the NWF goes pretty far because obviously they're looking at the list of the people you trained. And, you know, when you're talking to people like Abyss and you're talking to people like Carl Anderson, you know, Chad Allegra, and you're talking to people like Jillian Hall. I don't expect Jillian Hall to show up, but I'm talking to people like her, you know, she's been, you know, I guess you want to say top of the mountain. I mean, she's been there.
Oh, yes. People don't realize how long she was in the WWE. She was there for many years.
Yeah. She was there for quite a while, even won the Divas Championship. So,
yep.
And God, I had some other names because the list, right? Just that alone, the people you trained, just Wildcat Chris Harris, you know, who's been, you know, he was in Impact and he was in the WWE for about a minute, you know, but now he's back helping train in the NWF. Jordan, you trained Jordan Clearwater, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
I mean, he's doing some good things. And of course you trained Big Mama and Nikki Victory, who was just on AEW Dark not too long ago.
And Nikki has showed this. She doesn't have a ceiling in what she's capable of doing. I think if she is in the right place at the right time, you're going to see some really big things out of her.
Yeah, I watched that episode of Dark that she was on, and you can tell she's got everything you need to succeed in wrestling.
There's no doubt about that.
And what are some of the other matches, or can you say what some of the other matches are going to be on the day of the Rumble?
Well, actually, there's no other matches actually assigned yet at this time. We believe there's going to be between 5 and 6 other matches.
Okay.
We're going to try to have majority of the titles will be on the line that night. I know Swinger's going to be defending his title that he has, and the Tri-State title is going to be defended also. We're kind of trying to get this Rumble part figured out first about all the contestants. And then we're going to be piecing together the rest of the card. And that should be announced real soon. You had mentioned Chris Harris a minute ago, and he's actually has really stepped up and is going to be taking a more of an official role in the Northern Wrestling Federation. He's going to be making a lot of decisions and kind of my right-hand man, kind of alleviate some of the responsibilities off of me. I'm tired.
Yeah. You got a lot on your plate. I mean, you do pretty much everything, so it's good you've got somebody you can trust to help out with things like that.
And you know, he's perfect fit for that because he's was with TNA for such a long time, and he's seen how a bigger promotion works and all the nuts and bolts and everything, and he can help us in the areas with these younger wrestlers, you know, teaching them all kinds of different things. And he's seen how big events, pay-per-views are put together and the timing of the show and all that kind of stuff. He's going to be a big asset.
Yep. I agree.
And every time I've seen him at any other event, actually besides Ludlow, because at Ludlow, he was all suited up. I'm like, oh, look at him.
Yeah.
You know, but he was always, you could always see him kind of standing off almost by himself, but he always had his hands up like that. I'm like, I about want to go over there and start calling him coach because
Yeah.
that's what he looks like. I mean, and you can tell he is focused on everything they're doing. And I'm like, okay, I mean, he's really, like you said, I mean, he's one stepping up really, okay, you did, this is good. Okay, you may want to work on this, but he's just lasered in on them. And I mean, I think that's awesome.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
Did you train Larry D as well?
No, I did
Okay.
not. I've wrestled with Larry D and have been around Larry D since he first started. But no, I did not have hands-on training him.
Okay.
He's a free agent now. He just finished up with Impact Wrestling, I think last week.
Yes.
Yep. And we've actually talked about maybe getting him on here as well. But I mean, I know he's also very busy. So we know everybody's time is valuable. And so that's why anytime you said this is the slot you're available, and Joel and I are both like, yep, we're available.
Yeah, Steve messaged me and I'm like, I will be up and ready. No problem.
So, because he's an hour behind us, so that makes it, that's why I was like, hey, Joel, you may have to get up a little bit earlier. But we always want to make sure we're there for the people we're interviewing, the people who are in the armchair. That is going to be our new slogan. That is awesome.
Yeah.
We will always give you credit for that now. Say Roger Ruffen helped us out. The man's been around wrestling forever, and he's even helping out this lowly podcast. So, and you went by the nickname Roughhouse, Roger Ruffen. Was that it?
And I've been called all kinds of things. I just always tell them they can call me whatever they want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner.
And and you were part of the Kansas Outlaws with Psycho Sam Cody.
Yes, my dear friend Psycho Sam.
He's another fixture at every single event that I've noticed.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
I'm almost intimidated to even walk and say hi to him because I mean I know he's like one of those like, wow, you're Psycho Sam.
We call him the Godfather.
Okay, I can see that. And on the documentary, the I'm the Man documentary, which I found on YouTube, but you can also get on DVD. I've kind of noticed it's been sold at some of the events.
And it's available at all NWF events. Only $15, 3 set DVD.
And it's really well put together.
We accept cash and credit card.
They do. I can attest to that.
Get that sales plug in.
You got to get that in there.
And while you're at it, if you need a travel mug,
oh boy,
see,
or a t-shirt,
or a phone case. Yeah, if you notice, Roger, see the color scheme is actually opposite.
Yes.
That's actually one thing we're kind of trying out. But anyway, back to the NWF. The reason we're here.
The t-shirts come in all sizes, right?
Yes, they do.
Get them,
because
they
get
go
them before
up to,
they're gone.
Yeah, they go up to I believe a 5X.
Yep. And Joel and I, because as we call our sizes fatter than all get out. They even have sizes for us, and you can tell. I mean, we're both repping, which we enjoy this, and and plus we enjoy the opportunity to actually talk about somebody who's seen a lot more in wrestling than what we'll ever see, and who's been at some of the main events, like a WrestleMania VIII, which you were the referee for. And I won't pull up the picture of you because I'm like, that's not him.
Yeah, every time somebody sees a picture of that, they always look in real close, like, is that really you?
I mean, now the mustache, I mean, was just glorious. I mean, it was.
The mustache was fantastic.
So
people always say that that was a Pete Rose haircut too.
I guess it was, wasn't it?
I could see that. Yeah.
I guess you can take the boy out of Cincinnati, but you can't take the Cincinnati out of the boy.
That's right.
And so you actually you refereed the opening match for that card, which was Shawn Michaels and Tito Santana.
Yes. That was right when Shawn had just turned to the bad side.
Yeah.
Oh, when Marty tripped and fell through the glass.
Yes.
Yeah.
terrible accident.
I know, just clumsy. I don't know what happened.
So what was that like? I mean, refereeing. Well, first of all, WrestleMania. What's the atmosphere like on a day like that?
It's so hard to describe when it appears. They're so on top of it, and they're so organized, and they're so above everybody else. But when you're in a backstage area, it's just, it's not chaos, but it almost looks like chaos because they have so many people working for them, people running everywhere. And TV cables here and TV cables there, and it's just such a huge operation. And I really wasn't that nervous or that awestruck until I walked at the very beginning of the event. I walked Reba McEntire down to the ring. She was going to sing the national anthem. So
awesome.
I joke around with everybody that she's my personal friend now. Actually, only spent about 1 minute. I only spent about 1 minute with her, but she's my personal friend.
I love Reba McEntire, so I completely understand.
And she is beautiful, just a beautiful lady. But when I walked her down there, she got up in the ring to sing, and so I stood there while she was singing, and I just looked around, and that was when it hit me. Oh my gosh! Look at all these people, and look where I'm at. Oh my gosh! That was probably one of the most surreal moments of my life.
Oh, wow. And I'm literally thinking about the Reba McEntire song "Fancy" now. It's like, all right, here's your one chance. Fancy. Go ahead.
How is it being in the ring and the wrestlers coming out? Shawn Michaels is like my favorite of all time, and you reffed like his first major heel match. So like, how is it like when him and Tito Santana both came to the ring and the crowd reaction and everything?
Well, like I said, when I was standing down there, it was unbelievable. But once we got going, and once that bell rang, you kind of kick it in gear, and I kind of just, I'd been doing it long enough by that point that, okay, now it's business.
It's like time to do the job.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And I know one of the other matches that you refereed on that card was between Bret Hart and Roddy Piper for the Intercontinental belt.
Yeah. When I first got there and they gave me my assignments for that day, I was floored that I got that match. I thought I was going to have a few more of the matches that, how do I say it without, every match in WrestleMania is a big match, but I thought I would get some of the lesser marquee matches. But when I got that match, I was honored and shocked that I got that match.
Yeah, because I think that one, Dwaylen, I believe, is still considered a lot of people's top 10 as far as WrestleMania matches.
Yep. And it was honestly, I've seen a lot of Roddy Piper stuff, and it is, for me, it is up there with one of the best Roddy Piper matches, especially mainly, like, to me, that's his best WWF/WWE match that I've ever seen. I mean, he meshed so well with Bret Hart, and Bret's famous for carrying people in a match, but he didn't carry Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper kept up with him step for step.
Yeah. I mean, it was a classic match, not only physically, but the emotion of that match is what really made that match, to build up for it, because they were friends, but there was Roddy Piper friends who wanted to see Roddy Piper beat his butt, and there were Bret Hart fans that wanted to say, shut Piper up. So, I mean, even though they both were fan favorites, it was a highly emotional match, and people really wanted to see them two go at it. A lot of times when you have two fan favorites, a lot of the fans are like, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
But this one was that, they really had built it up to where it was highly anticipated.
Yeah, when Piper got the ring bell, I was like, oh, here we go. But he didn't do it.
Yeah. When he grabbed that bell, that crowd was on fire.
Yes, they were.
And one of the things I think that has changed now from
excuse me,
from when you were refereeing that match, that was in '92, when Bret, when he started bleeding after Piper slammed his head into something. Yeah, there wasn't a razor involved at all. But when he started bleeding, when he started bleeding, of course, nowadays, as soon as it happens, you'll see the referees, they'll reach in and they'll pull out gloves to put on.
Yeah.
Which is a very serious, I mean, that's not for show. I mean, because of course, bloodborne.
Safe thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Safe thing to do. But that really wasn't a thing back then, was it?
No, it wasn't even. If you would have brought that up back then, it would have said, what, why, But, I mean, safety is involved, and new information has come out, and, you gotta be safe.
Yeah.
And, WWE is so strict on their, all their policies as far as medical updates and examinations and all that kind of stuff. So they're, you know, they get knocked a lot, and a lot of it's unfair, I think, because they're truly a well-organized company.
And like you said, you seeing how they handle the stuff on like the day of a pay-per-view, and really just their events in general, but especially on days like that, and how organized they are. I can kind of see that influence on yourself, and of course Chris Harris bringing in as well on the NWF shows, because the NWF shows are also very well organized.
Yeah.
And that's why I always enjoy, and I tell people, you've got to come watch this, because I mean, I'm a big supporter of indie wrestling, because everybody has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think the NWF, I mean, is a great place to start, because you have some people with great experience. You can actually show them, you know, the way, and put on great shows. And the fan base of the NWF is just, dude, there's something else, because I mean, I'm seeing the same people at a lot of the same, you know, shows I'm going to, and I'm trying to hit all of them as much as I can, and as much as what my car can handle also. but I'm seeing a lot of the same people, and you know, and you can tell me they are just into it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And I think that's a testament to what you've built and what Chris Harris has helped. I mean, all of y'all together.
I mean, any business, repeat business is a pat on the back, you know?
Oh yeah.
And if you've got people that like your product enough to where they're hitting all the shows, then you know you're on to something.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think also some of the wrestlers that you have going through right now, because I've told Dwaylen this, because when I interviewed Adam Swayze, Dwaylen unfortunately couldn't be there for that one, but Adam Swayze to me is one of the best heels there is. He really, I mean, he is just absolutely fit. He's going to get a riot started one of these days. I mean, he is that good.
He's easy to hate.
Oh yeah.
Easy to hate.
And I mean, he even, I thought he was going to need a security escort to get back out to his car the one time they were in Mount Orb, and he said something about the Western Brown Broncos choking the night before. I'm like, oh, dude, y'all better get somebody to help him out to his car.
Yeah.
But and he actually told me, he said he had just heard of it as he was walking out to the ring, and he actually didn't realize how big of a deal it was for that football team, because their quarterback led the nation in yards passing. I mean, that's how good they were. And if you were to go like the Western Brown Broncos football team, you know, so I don't want to get off the subject too much, but if you go there, you can see that a lot of their team, they're collecting so many awards right now, like end of year awards for stuff in the state of Ohio. And I mean, it's amazing, because I mean, Mount Orb, you've been there. It's not that big of a town, and there's just not a lot going on. So, but when I'm watching like an Adam Swayze, because he is so good in the ring, and right now people are just hating him because of the breakup between him and Rex, and like every time Rex does anything, well, Adam Swayze's right there just trying to beat him up, even though he's twice his size. And apparently I watched the Bustin' Loose, and it looks like you and Chris Harris may have some issues with Adam Swayze as well, because I just saw y'all laid out, and I'm like, this looks like something, you know, this is not good.
Well, you know, his plan was to buy that belt, and I don't know where he thought that was going to be acceptable. We were going to allow that to go down, and that just isn't that easy to do that. And yeah, he a couple little thumps on the head there, but that will be addressed. I promise you, that will be addressed.
Oh, there we go. So yeah, Dwaylen, you saw it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I'm like, man, and I'm like, man, I felt bad, because I was talking to people. If I'd have been, because we were talking right before that, if I'd have been, I could have stopped that, or you know, tried to stop it. You know, warn you, hey, here he comes. He's got. Never mind. You know,
Steve. I'm afraid if you would have tried to stop that, there would have been three of us laying there.
Very true. Very true.
Adam might not be as big as Rex, but he's pretty tough.
yeah, he is actually. And you know, and like you said, Nikki Victor. I mean, she's one. There's no ceiling for her. And then I'm watching Ella. You know, of course, we had her on the show last Monday. You know, just a few days after she won the women's title. I was very glad to see that. And yeah, there's so much talent right now on the NWF roster. I mean, right now I don't think there's a ceiling for that talent, because just the way they're going.
Yeah, they work hard, and they all want to get to that next level, and you know, we want them to get to that next level too, because you know, that's a pat on our back for training and quality wrestlers and having quality shows.
Well, you're an excellent trainer, because I watch all the clips that I can of NWF, and that, like Steve was saying, that roster is fantastic. They're just an amazing group of wrestlers.
Well, let me say this. I get a lot of compliments for my training, and I really appreciate that. But I got some great coaches. I got, as we talked about before, Chris Harris is at the training center coaching a lot. Pompano Joe is one of my coaches. The Swinger actually is been coaching a lot lately, and Christopher Michael Lotus is one of the coaches. And those guys, they really take the coaching serious to help these guys, because they know that it's going to make the events better. And they've really stepped up and have taken a great role in training these guys. So it's certainly not just Roger Ruffen.
Wow. I had a question, and it's already slipped my mind because that's the sign of me getting old. Like I said, I had to take all my medicine right before we started the show. But some of the other events that you have coming up, because I know tonight you're in Bone Crushers.
Yes.
Next Saturday you're going to be in Mount Orb. I can definitely be there for that one. That's 10 minutes away from my house. And is the headlining match, is that with Nikki Victory against Joshua?
Yes.
That's going to be, I think that's going to be a good match. I mean, you don't see a lot of intergender matches, but that, when you do have them, you got to make sure they're quality. I mean, that one's going to be a very high quality match.
Yeah. But, I've had a lot of people tell me, man, they're really looking forward to that match. That's going to be a really great match. And I've had a couple other people say, boy, I hope you guys are doing the right thing there and putting these two together, because a man and a woman, I mean, I said, heck, that's the women's revolution, and these girls are tough as nails.
Yes, they are.
I'm not going to say that she's the favorite, but she's going to give him everything he can handle.
Oh, I think she's the one everybody wants to see win. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because with Nikki Victor, you also have Selena Dean, who's also legitimately tough, and not a lot of people don't realize that she's very legit. I wouldn't want to cross paths with her.
They don't call her mean for no reason.
That is the absolute truth.
Yeah.
And
I usually walk when she comes down the hallway or whatever. I usually walk the other way.
And so there's also a meet and greet before the Mount Orb show. I think I saw that. But
actually, the meet and greet is this Tuesday.
This Tuesday, okay.
Yeah, just right there at the sports complex. Chance for you to come up and get your tickets and get a few free autographs.
Awesome. Thank you for letting me know, because I would have been going there Saturday thinking it was going to be like before everything.
No. It's actually this Tuesday from 6:30 to 8.
Okay. Hey, Joellen, are we recording? We're not recording Tuesday, are we?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I may just have to go to that. Even though Tiny Tim was one of them, right?
Yeah, Tiny Tim's going to be there. Big Mom is going to be there. Nikki Victory's going to be there. Joshua's going to be there. We got to keep them apart.
I was about to say,
maybe that can be your job, Steve. You can stand there and between the two of them.
All right, I'll say, all right, Nikki and Tim, y'all over here. Big Mama Joshua, y'all over here. Don't make me keep y'all separated. I know all of y'all can beat me up, but
Okay.
Y'all.
So it's official. If anything goes wrong, it's your fault, Steve.
It's my fault.
It's on Steve.
It's on me. So,
but I need video.
You need video? Okay.
I got to see what happens.
And we'll have to see how well Tiny Tim is recovering from his injury too, after what Alex Hayden did to him.
Yeah. I talked to him a couple of weeks ago, and he was really feeling rough, but talked to him just the other day, and he said he's feeling much, much, much better. I don't think he's going to be able to participate on the 19th in Mount Orb, but hopefully by the next show.
Okay. Well, cool. But we only have a few minutes left, so I got some other, just kind of non-wrestling questions I want to throw at you real quick. First of all, I saw your shirt right before you sat down before we hit record, and I'm guessing I already know who. Yeah, it's all about Who Day.
I am Bengal crazy.
And this will be the closest I've ever lived to a team that went to the Super Bowl, and it has just been nuts around here. I mean, just crazy. And when you're on the road, real quick, what is on your music playlist when you're on the road?
I generally listen to one of two different things. I usually listen to 70s music because I'm old.
Love 70s music.
love the 70s and any classic outlaw country.
There you go. Love it. love it.
I'm a huge Waylon and Willie fan, and Hank Williams and Hank Williams Jr. and I love them all.
Well, you have Waylon and Willie, then you have Dwaylon and Steve.
There you go.
And the one last question, and because you are born and raised in Cincinnati, you know, in or around Cincinnati, because I think I said Westchester, but Westchester is pretty much Cincinnati. Gold Star or Skyline?
Both, maybe Gold Star by just a pinch.
Okay. Well, we got to keep him and Ella separated then, because Ella, so she's Skyline. She's like,
yeah,
we
she's
have
all about
Skyline.
the Skyline.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely, I'm very, very pro Cincinnati. I love all the sports teams. I live and die with them. I love the Roses. I love Grater's ice cream. I love Montgomery Inn. Notice that I'm talking nothing but about food.
Sounds like us, Steve. That's what
I mean, that's why.
do.
Yeah, like we said, fatter and I'll get out.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking Kroger. I was also thinking Penn Station. There's another one.
Yeah.
That's actually in, I think their headquarters is located in Milford, and just a real, just out of the way location. Because I just drove off like, that's their headquarters, really? Yeah. And you know, so I mean, I've got to like a lot of things with Cincinnati, including Frisch's. I don't know if Frisch's is considered to be Cincinnati, but Frisch's is one of those things you kind of.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah, the tartar sauce and the hamburger. So
yeah.
But Dwayne, do you have any other questions for him?
No, nothing I can think of. I think we hit all the major topics. I just want to say thank you very much. I appreciate you taking your time out to be on the podcast, and I love everything that your organization is doing. I'm a huge supporter of independent wrestling, and I think you have one of the absolute best independent wrestling companies out there.
I appreciate it very much. I thank you guys for supporting us and helping us get the word out. I'm going to show you one thing real quick. This is an exclusive. Tomorrow night on Bustin' Loose, you'll see this tomorrow night on Bustin' Loose. Okay. But this here is the brand new Northern Wrestling Federation.
Oh, wow.
Here, hold it up just a little bit. There.
That is amazing. I love that.
Nice.
That will be presented to the winner of the Rumble on the 26th. We're going to take the old title and put it in a glass case and for viewing, and that's going to be our brand new NWF title officially on the 26th.
That's a beautiful belt.
Oh, that is fantastic. So, but yeah, like I'll piggyback on what Dwayne said, Roger. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. Because I mean, I've seen firsthand how busy you are. Because even at shows, I just kind of like, oh, there's Roger. Hey, Roger. So we do a fist bump, and all right, then I just kind of say, all right, I'm gonna leave him alone because I know he's focused. So, but yeah, thank you so much. Hope tonight goes well. And you know, because I mean, I've seen a lot of people advertising. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it because unfortunately my daughter, well, I say unfortunately, my daughter came into town. So unfortunately I won't be able to make it because we have to go and I get to spend time with her for the first time in a couple months. So
she's going to listen to this and be like, Dad, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm waiting for the door to the office to, bust open and her come in and yeah. And actually right now we're trying to spend as much time as what we can with her because in August, she's going to be moving down to Orlando to be part of the Disney College program. She just found out, cool. Yeah, she got accepted to that. So
good for her.
Oh yeah. So, but I will be at the Mount show. I should probably hopefully be there Tuesday as well for the meet and greet, so I'll definitely see you at both of those.
We'll see you ringside.
Yes, sir. And until then, God bless.
God bless.